Graduates and guests, I would like to introduce you to your commencement speaker, John Paul Gonzalez. John Paul is himself an inspiration. He was a former NCAA first-team All-American forward from Montclair State University, scoring nearly 1,400 points in his three-year career. Played in the NBA Summer League in 2007 and was offered a few professional basketball contracts, yet he turned them down in order to continue his work with at-risk youth. Currently, John Paul is an international motivational speaker, educator, Union City Board of Education, founder and executive director of Hope and Future Foundation and Community Center, an organization dedicated to using athletics and physical fitness to share a message of hope and striving for excellence to the inner city youth of Hudson County, New Jersey. Fantastic. Along with being an independent consultant for the New York Giants player development, before John Paul comes to the stage, here is a short video introduction to his message, All In.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Grand Canyon University and West Phoenix share more than a home together. We share a story of diversity, inclusion, and empowerment for a prosperous future. Change is happening now, and President Brian Mueller encourages us to come together to make a difference. He says God's blessings have showed us that our purpose goes beyond just working for ourselves every day. We must show up to impact our neighbors. We need to be restorers of the world we live in. There's brokenness everywhere, but with the right plan, we can make transformation happen for this community.
Higher education is what's called an anchor institution in terms of economic development. GCU is a significant anchor institution for Greater Phoenix and the state. They've been a significant catalyst to investment and a primary focus of the redevelopment of this whole area. All this has been done without 1 cent of taxpayer money.
The other aspect that I think is really important is the safety factor. That was a real concern. History was that, our kids were just going to have some difficulties getting from our school to their house. Grand Canyon invested in the City of Phoenix Police Department with the Neighborhood Safety Initiative. Just their presence alone just did so much to calm everybody. I'll tell you what, it made such a huge difference. Within months of that, we're one of the safest communities. I'm glad I was there at the beginning when I saw the difference because it's been such a great change. Good for our kids, good for our staff, good for our community. They feel much safer these days. I definitely noticed a difference.
I believe GCU has made a huge impact. Habitat is one of many different tiers, many different of the pillars that GCU has adopted to help. You can just drive through the neighborhoods now and you can see the families that we've helped, the homes look nicer. We will just continue to move outward from the university and we can help make affordable repairs available to these homeowners.
GCU's students, faculty, and staff have an extraordinary impact on one another and the surrounding area as well. We're united in embracing diversity and empowering each other to do our part for the greater good.
I think this campus is incredibly unique in the way of how diverse it is, but how welcoming students are to that diversity. I believe the community surrounding GCU is going to be developing, it's going to be growing, and it's going to be passionate about hopeful opportunities that might not have been possible in the past.
Ever since the first day I set foot on this campus my sophomore year of high school, I knew this place was for me. And I knew with this scholarship, I would not only receive a full tuition to college, but I would also have my future in my hands. As a first-generation college student, I am determined to finish what I started, to prove many immigrant students like myself that it is possible and that there are no barriers when you put your all into it.
One thing that I really love about GCU is how you can see the community change. You can see the community thriving along with GCU. And just the fact that GCU was willing to buy locally from a company that's only 10 minutes away, you can tell that they really want the community to grow with them. It's just great how they're very involved with the community.
Together, GCU and West Phoenix stand side by side with our partners to write new chapters for this story of diversity, inclusion, and empowerment. We invite you to be a part of these transformative efforts and accomplishments that champion prosperity for our community. Join the movement at unitedbypurpose.com.
But are there any Giants fans out here? Any Giants? Okay, excellent, excellent. To be fair, know another team in the area, Cardinals fans? Okay. All right, Cardinals fans, Giants fans, we're in the same boat right now, so it's okay. It's all right. We won't talk about last night. But see, the interesting thing about this is, at the end of the day, this is not about football. See, as you heard in that piece that ESPN so graciously did, you'll know that I'm not a professional football player. My full-time job is I'm a 9th grade world history teacher. I teach world history to freshmen in high school. Hey, thank you. So I echo your president's sentiments when he said, any history majors here? History? Yeah, there we go. Best come first, exactly. And see, when the Giants called me up, I thought it was a prank. I thought it was a joke. I said, why would you call up a history teacher to speak to your football team? They said, no, Mr. Gonzalez, we understand what you do. Can you share this Friday night, yes or no? I live 5 minutes from MetLife Stadium where the Giants play their home games, so I figured even if this was a prank, I could always turn my car around, no harm done, of course. And I remember pulling up to the stadium and giving my name, expecting to be told to leave, but they said, no, we've been expecting you parked to the right. I started to get nervous. I walked into the team room, and as I walked into the team room, the team was there. One of the players to stand up to shake my hand was a defensive lineman at the time. His name was Chris Canty. Remember, he stood up, and just so you know, Chris Canty is about 6'9", around 320 pounds. And as he shook my hand, I literally felt his fingers go down to here on my wrist. I remember he looked down at me, and half joking but half serious, he simply said, you better tell us something good tonight. No pressure. I shared for the Giants for 20 minutes. And when I walked out of those doors, if you were to ask me how I thought I did, I would have told you it was a failure. I would have said it was a disaster. I would have said it was a waste of time. I would have said maybe the only reason they were paying attention is because they have a rule that you can't be on your cell phone in an official team meeting, or you get fined. I wish we had that in school, but that's besides the point. But see, it's interesting, because we don't have to watch It's a Wonderful Life during the Christmas season to remind ourselves that our words and our actions have more power than we ever realize. The words and the actions you're going to have in your fields, in your churches, for those through theology, for you impacting the visual arts in film, for those who are going to sit next to someone and counsel them through a difficult situation or affect public policy. It's not just the words we say on stage that matter, it's the words we say in closed corners, in circles. Like I said, they have power. Because before I know it, they start winning. They win the next game, and the next game, people start calling me and texting me saying, it's because you spoke to the team, they're winning. I said, no, they're professional athletes. They're paid to do that, but then I start getting phone calls from Fox News in New York City to be on their show Fox and Friends every Saturday morning leading up to the Super Bowl, and then radio stations, and then ESPN comes down, they tape that whole piece, and they say, Mr. Gonzalez, if the Giants beat the 49ers, we will play that Super Bowl Sunday in front of the world. They beat the 49ers, they make it to the Super Bowl. I get an invitation to go, but I'm a teacher, and I knew if I went to the Super Bowl, I was going to miss teaching my students the following Monday, so I politely declined. Also, as a teacher, I'd used up all my sick days, so I couldn't take off anyway. Future teachers, take note. But I remember walking to school the day after the Giants beat the Patriots, and I turned the corner to go into my building. There was news vans lined up down the block. I walk in, my principal escorts me past the main office, says, don't even sign in, right into the conference room. And in the conference room waiting is reporters from CBS, NBC, ABC, even CNN Espanol came up from Mexico, and I don't speak Spanish, so I needed an interpreter, but it worked out. And the next day I don't walk to school, I run to school, because I figure who's going to put me on TV today? And as I turn the corner Tuesday morning, it's no one, because fame is only that quick, isn't it? I signed my name in to start my day teaching, and I'm interrupted. They say a phone call came in earlier that morning. They're having a victory parade in New York City. They would like me to join them. And as I go into the city that day, I start seeing T-shirts. First couple of shirts I saw, I thought might be a coincidence. Then I see hundreds and then thousands of the same shirt. Finally, one of the players gives me the Portland Trailblazers is waiting there, and they put all in on their shirts. And great group of guys. Yeah. They haven't won a championship yet, so we probably shouldn't talk about them anymore. But they're working on it. And then a phone call from Ireland saying, well, we don't play your football, we play something called Gaelic football. It's this mixture of almost rugby and soccer, beautiful sport. Would you mind helping us out and fly over to Dublin with the men's and women's Gaelic football team? And of course, they put it on the back of their shirts. They win the All-Ireland final, which was fun. And then a phone call from London. And in London, they say, well, here in London, we play real football, which of course is soccer, a beautiful game. And go over there, and there's a team in the English Premier League called the Arsenal Football Club, which is just a privilege, and all on the back of their shirts. And then even coming home, working with different corporations from PNC Bank to DSW Shoes, and it's just been such a blessing. Even getting a phone call to go down to Walmart and work with these guys and speak at their shareholders meeting. It's kind of nerve-wracking when you go on the stage and next to you is Tom Cruise, and he's a great actor. He's only about this tall, so I felt a little bit better about myself, but still, it's amazing. He's an amazing guy. But I'd have to say, without a doubt, the biggest honor for me. A lot of my students, they enjoy playing video games, and some of the video games that have been popular in my classroom, you interact in the life of a soldier, complete different missions. I always remind them that, for me, the biggest honor is not just playing a video game, but it's the privilege to actually work with our armed forces. And first it was our cadets at the West Point Military Academy, getting to share for them, yeah. And then our Air Force out west here, and there you go. And then getting to go to local bases during the summertime and work with our United States Army. Yeah, amazing what they do. One of the bases actually put this on the back of their training shirts, because like we said, who better represent being all in than our armed forces men and women who are all in for us and our freedoms every day. Let's give them a round of applause for their service for our country, their sacrifice. It's amazing. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, a lot of people don't get it. You students sitting here, you understand that. You've probably sat maybe in countless discussions about people who didn't understand why you were pursuing a greater level of education. Maybe some people who even questioned if you're wasting both your time and your resources. You know what a slogan is, right? It's like McDonald's, I'm loving it. We use slogans all the time in our company to maybe generate more profit, stay in people's minds. But he said, you like working with students. There's not a lot of profit there. I said, well, thank you for reminding me of that, but that's not why I choose to do that. I choose to be all in because it's not a slogan on a t-shirt. It's a lifestyle for me. He said, well, it's on t-shirts, it's on wristbands. Adidas had been using it the past couple of years for their end of commercial slogan. Pretty sure they didn't send you any royalties. He said, if you don't mind me asking, how much income do you really make per year as a teacher? I said, you know what, sir? I'm going to tell you a short story, and then I really have to go. I began to tell him about a young woman who was sitting in a doctor's office. Now, most of the time we're at the doctor's, we'd prefer not to be there, but she's beyond excited. Her name is called. She pretty much runs past the nurse into the examination room, sits up on the table, and lays back. She's so excited to be there because, well, she's going to see her child. She's pregnant. And as she lays back on the table, she begins to see the images flicker on the screen and hear the heartbeat. She gets overjoyed, except the doctor walks out of the room, the nurse follows. The nurse returns with a small card in her hand, hands it to a woman on the table, and then excuses herself. The woman opens the card, begins to read, and says, we're sorry to inform you, but you've contracted the measles. Nothing's wrong with getting the measles. You get some small bumps on your body, a fever, a flu, a couple of weeks, it passes. But if you get the measles during this stage of pregnancy, we fear it's going to have very dangerous side effects. Also on the card, it said, we cannot see certain limbs developing properly. Cannot see a properly developed arm or leg. On the bottom of the card, it said, it's in our opinion, for safety concerns, that you consider termination. You try again later at another time for another child. The woman is crushed. She went from being absolutely ecstatic to distraught in a matter of moments. The nurse returns to the room and said, Miss, I know this is very challenging, but how would you choose to proceed? The woman sits up off the table. She says, thank you for your opinion. Thank you for your advice. I'm going to try to stick with him, whether he survives for 2 more weeks or for 20 years, whether he has one properly developed arm or no arms for that matter. That's what I choose. See, honestly, I'm so thankful for that woman because, see, that woman is my mom. And I was a child inside of her that day in the doctor's office. Amen. You see, that's what all in means to me. It's personal. I'm pretty sure that's what all in means to you as well. You've chosen to make it personal. It's not a t-shirt. It's not a wristband. It's It's not 2 words at the end of a commercial. It's not even a Super Bowl trophy. It's something we live every single day so those around us can be encouraged, so we can give those around us an idea of what it looks like to truly serve God with our talents and abilities. See, a lot of times people ask me, what did you say to the Giants? I tell them, I just asked them one question. That night before the Jets game, I simply said, what does it mean to be committed? Some guys said this and some guys said that, so I tried to use, as a teacher, an analogy everyone could get on the same page. So I said, guys, let's say we're all playing the game of poker. You guys are familiar with it, and you push all your chips in the middle of the table. What would that signify? There was a player on the team sitting in the back. Justin Tuckey raised his hand. He said, well, that means you're all in. You're ready to win. You're done going halfway. I said, okay, well, what would happen if you push your chips in the middle of the table and everyone happens to show their cards, but then you decide to pull your chips back and tell everyone you were just kidding? He said, well, if you're playing poker, maybe at my house, you could get punched in the face doing that. I said, you're right. If we would never do it in a game, why do we sometimes get tempted to do that with our lives? Say we're going to be committed to something when things get a little difficult, we start looking for an exit strategy. So I gave them a plastic chip that night. Wasn't anything special about it, wasn't magic. But I said, you just sign it, you put it someplace you see it every day. When you see it, you ask yourself the question, am I giving my God-given best? Some guys took the chip and they put it in their locker. They said it helped them play better, I guess. But other guys took the chip and they said, I'm all in for the game of football, but I haven't been very committed as a husband or father. I'm going to put this in the middle of my kitchen table, tell my family what it means from here on in. One of the guys in the video, Antrell, he surprised me by sending me a Twitter message 2 weeks later showing me he got the words all in tattooed on his chest. I said, Antrell, I never said to go and do any of that. But he actually gave me one of the best replies. He said, you know what? If it's just a t-shirt, I could put it on and take it off whenever it looks good in front of other people. But when you're really committed to something that means so much to you, it's not what you do in front of other people that matters, it's what you do when no one's watching. And he's right. You're here today because of what you did, what you chose to do when nobody was watching. The choices you made, not just to get here, but the choices you'll continue to make are going to be some of the greatest, but also maybe some of the hardest. See, a lot of people say, John Paul, that's great, but what's your all in? Mine starts with 2 words I put on the inside of this wedding ring right here, because even though I come from a city where most of my students don't know where their father is right now, I made a promise that my 1.5-year-old daughter, she's going to know who I am because I'm not going anywhere. And where do I keep my chip? Well, that's a place a lot of people say I'm foolish for. I put it on my desk because even though I had a privilege of playing professional basketball, I turned it down. I called my agent and I said, I no longer want to play. He didn't understand. I said, I want to go back to my community and make a difference. He said, I don't understand. I said, well, the greatest thing that impacted my life, it wasn't just watching someone's highlights on YouTube or buying their jersey at the sports store. It was the people who chose to be in it. My teachers, my pastors, my counselors. So I came back home, became the greatest thing I thought I could become, a public school teacher. And yeah, I get it. There's not as many zeros in the paycheck than there used to be when you do that. But when you look at the faces of those I get to impact every day, it's priceless. As you look at the faces that you get to impact every day, it's priceless for you. That's why you stuck with it. That's why you continued. See, I finished because we know here that the greatest thing about being all in is it has nothing to do with us. When I first came back from Los Angeles, I wanted to help students so bad, but I didn't know you need something called the teacher's certificate to teach in the state of New Jersey. So much like you, I had to go back to night school and take some online classes to get it. And as I was getting it, I went to the only place that would allow me to work with students. I went to jail. I started tutoring in juvenile detention centers in the state to try to get ready to be a teacher. One of the wardens finally recognized me. He said, hey, you're that basketball player. I said, no, I'm a teacher now. He said, no, this is a good thing. I want to start a basketball team in this jail. It could kind of be like that movie, The Gridiron Gang. You look a little bit like The Rock, so maybe this could work out. I said, I don't know about all those things, but let's see if it can help the students. So we started playing basketball in jail, and it started to work, started to catch on, got to give our testimonies and share our faith and tutor, and eventually they wanted to make us jerseys. They said, well, what do you want on the jerseys? This is a team in jail. It's got to be a tough name, something with grit, maybe jailbreakers, barbus, something tough. And I said, I don't think so. I only want 2 words on the jerseys, and these are the jerseys in jail. This is the word on the front. Yeah. See, people may call us naive, but we know that this is one of the greatest things we have. It's the ability to hope. There's a movie I enjoy a lot. You might have seen it before. It's called The Shawshank Redemption. There's a quote at the end of that movie. It says, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and a good thing never dies. There's a lot of truth to that. As we choose to be committed in the fields that God has put us to labor, we give hope. See, the greatest thing about giving hope, I feel, this is our reverse side when we have to change colors in the jail, is when you give hope, you start to believe that you can have this too. Yeah. Now, you don't have to go to a juvenile jail in the state of New Jersey to wear this. Though if you're ever flying into Newark Airport on a Wednesday night, let me know. We're always looking for extra players. I personally feel, with what you've done today, that we celebrate with you. You wear this every single day. Those around you, you've given hope. Those in your family, you've been a role model of what it looks like that they can have a future. It's a powerful thing. See, the last question I always get is people say, why did the Giants call you up in the first place? I said, that's a great question. I asked them that too. I said, how'd you even get my number? I'm a teacher. I'm not a speaker. He said, Mr. Gonzalez, 3 years ago, you were in jail, weren't you? I said, well, I tutor in jail. They said, no, we understand. They said, that jail that you were tutoring in, it's half a mile from our facility. You probably didn't know this, but we were paying attention. There were some individuals that had relations there, and we thought it would be great for the players to hear what you were doing. Our speaker happened to cancel. Please don't be late. I like to remind my students that they don't see me standing on the sidelines this Monday night against Atlanta because I sent my resume in a whole bunch of times, tried to get 1 million views on YouTube. They'll see it simply because I wanted to do it for the least of these. I thought nobody was watching. The greatest opportunities that you've had and you will continue to have, it's not going to be on an America's Got Talent stage or when the lights are on. The greatest opportunities that God blesses us with are when we do it for the least of these, and we don't care who's watching. I personally want to congratulate you and at the same time continue to challenge you. You've been all in, and that's why you're here, and we celebrate you today. But don't stop. Keep going. There's people, thousands, millions, that need to know they do have hope, and there is a future that's worth fighting for. Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
Let's give him another hand. Great job. Thank you, John Paul. Graduates and guests, I would like to recognize our faculty who have worked alongside our graduates to help them reach their goal. We believe this is the most dedicated faculty in the country. I truly believe they are all in for you. Would our faculty please stand and let's give them a hand. Now, I would like to present our graduate candidates. Candidates for the master's degrees, as a symbol of the hard work and the mastery in your disciplines, we will present you with a hood. The color of the velvet has been recognized for centuries as the color of your academic study. The silk lining bears the purple and white of Grand Canyon University. Wear these hoods in the humble satisfaction of a job well done. As the first rows of graduates are coming forward, we would like to acknowledge all degree candidates. Please stay standing when called. From the College of Fine Arts and Production, will all bachelor degree candidates please stand and be recognized? From the College of Theology, will all master's and bachelor degree candidates please stand and be recognized? From the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, will all master's and bachelor's degree students please stand and be recognized? These candidates have completed all the requirements for their degrees. Therefore, upon the recommendation of our faculty and with the approval of the Board of Trustees, it is my distinct privilege to present them as worthy candidates for the conferring of the degrees. You may be seated. With the assistance of the College Dean, graduates, we ask you to accept our congratulations. Family, friends, faculty, please help us applaud their achievement as their name is called and they walk across the stage.
Introducing our graduates from the College of Fine Arts and Production. Eleanor Tyler. Erica McWhorter. Mandy Newton. Hugh Lifton. George Robinson IV. Introducing our graduates from the College of Theology. Joshua Fitzwater.
Barbara Schaefer.
Pamela Douglas.
Bobby Finch.
Raymond Roloff.
Kissy Coley.
Deanna Ferlito.
Vanessa Folks.
Mark Mealy.
Anthony Eberhart.
John Labrada.
Reginald Duff.
Robert Martinez.
Sade Harrison.
Derek Magnuson.
Benjamin Riddle.
Brandon Scott.
Rosanna Gutierrez.
Robert Miller.
Bethany Vigil.
Francis Sandra Wiles.
Brian Minzy.
Valerie Sheffer.
Jared Bowman.
Corey Osgood.
Chelsea Bowman.
Sylvester Hunter.
Eleanor Kabulana Laram.
Kimberly Burks.
Renee Adams Brown.
Benjamin Wilson. Benjamin Wilson.
David Green Jr.
Gregory Tweed.
Kara Mack.
Ricky Randolph.
Abraham Christian.
David Pedraza.
Samantha Christian.
Ken O'Hearn.
Stephanie Pacheco.
Tamika May.
Chris Edgmond.
David Carver Jr.
David Benson.
Cynthia Seepless.
Nicole Ruffner.
Michelle Duty.
Jeffrey Fulton.
Ashton Doe.
Sarah Myers.
Christine Sachet,
Rosetta Swinton,
Corrine Spangler,
McKenna Donor,
Geishia Price,
Alfreda Austin,
Kevin Gordon,
Winfield Wolfrock.
This degree is being awarded posthumously for Brandy Chapman, presenting her husband, Leland Chapman. Leotis S. Scott,
Amy Fernandez, Melissa Davis, Cynthia Lewis, Aaliyah Otterbury, Christina Macias, Lance Carlson, Sandra Hood, William Howard, Justine Pierre, Terry Nance,
introducing our graduates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Deborah Hayes,
Stephanie Nader,
Samuel Ball,
Sonia Brooklyn,
Heidi Pino,
Raquel Connell,
LaShawn Garris,
Rodney Lauf,
Emily Matus,
Edith Vincent,
Chris Dunlap,
Ryle Potner McHenry,
Heather Rustad,
Kimberly Golding,
Valerie Minnick,
Amber Snelling,
Cassandra Perez,
Beverly Tweedy,
Marlene Enderline,
James Smith,
Rachel Ocampo,
Eastland Fell,
Eddie Ocampo,
Tatiana Esquivel,
Surya Tarver,
Chelsea Langley,
Jennifer Mayer,
Brandi Dorsey,
Rachel Sanchez,
Amy Jones,
LaConte Miller,
Yolanda Gauss,
Kimberly Newton,
Lisa Higginson,
Nashiel Blue,
Brittany Ware,
Hope Mitchell,
Tiffany Milbury,
Caitlin Gumbar,
Shelby Carpenter,
Heather Beal,
Flora Magley Vivors,
Sherry Dodgood,
Kayla Nix,
Shayna Durazo,
Angelica Avery,
Lakeisha Bailey,
Madison McGrellis,
Shane Isaac,
Evelyn Lunsford,
Shiana Caldwell,
Suzanne Grant,
Renee Wheeler,
Stephanie Gustafson,
Stella Gonzalez,
Jotava Dixon,
Lisette Lee,
Warren Cox,
Roger Wallmuller,
Kenneth Raynard White Sr.,
Marina Lawrence,
Alice Washington,
Shannon Horton,
Bobby DeBrat,
Judy Nicholson,
Joy Taylor,
Eleanor Reddick,
Megan Welby,
Sukira Webster,
Corey Mitchell,
Wanza Hinton.
Peter Shabao.
Stephen Kynat.
Celo Olivares.
Peggy Dotson.
Janae Baker.
Sean Coffey.
Asia Stankovic.
John Goodall.
Tuke Robinson.
Scott Trujillo.
Alexia Hernandez.
Michael Barber Jr.
Joseph Kastner.
Jenna Paris.
Angela Hoptree.
Crystal Kisleski.
Jennifer Soto Garcia.
Alexander Mallory Valfrey.
Ingrid Plummer.
Manolo Millian.
Vincent Regina.
Alicia Johnson.
Belinda Goodrich.
Maureen Michael.
Lisa Henson.
Sabrina Boudreau.
Alan Mileno.
Randy Proch.
Zanisha Parham.
Sophia Mercado.
Kalisha Parmer.
Sharonda Washington.
Maria Rocha.
Junae Johnson.
Jared Smith.
Matthew Montel.
Corey Villegas.
Douglas Berta.
Michael Davis.
Madeline Grove. Madeline Grove.
Aaliyah Adele Loloff.
Daniel Enriquez.
Angela King.
Marco Enriquez.
Stacy Ewan.
Sierra Copeland.
Maria Collins Thomas.
Sharon Turner.
Michael White.
Tanya Ramos.
Vanessa Rainey Johnson.
Crystal Bray.
Jenna Stoner.
Dawn Holtz.
Erica Appel.
J.C. Fisher.
Karen Peterson.
Anthony Ludlam.
Christy Edwards.
Alexis Dennis.
Mike Patrick.
Desiree Garcia.
Paige Villalobos.
Samuel Hill.
Felicia Thomas.
Melissa Aristizabal.
Katrina Scotton Cruz.
Tamara Quamey.
Relea Hodges.
Samantha Robinson.
Patricia Johnson.
Rebecca Burf.
Amber Berry.
Bianca Rowland.
Tonietta White.
Shonda Cannon.
Laura Lynn Hopf.
Deanne Walker.
Sherry McLaren.
Tawana Bivens Rosenbaum.
James Wells.
Lauren Spizak.
Nathan Martin.
Leanna DeAngelis.
Omer Gemma.
Brenda Delgado Bartlett.
Kelly Dolano.
Vicky Ferris.
Nichelle Bonnet.
Bibi Garcia.
Bintu Ja.
Samara Kabur.
Kanisa Haynes.
Keisha Hayes.
Karita Dugans Wilkes.
O'Keith Parker.
Abigail Nevitt.
Sylvia Bermudez.
Kelly Lachow.
Amanda Atkins.
Hannah Kleinfelter.
Sheila Reed.
Sherry Goolsby.
Brittany Lawson.
Latasha Johnson.
Demetria Ross.
Alyssa Conway.
Nadia Ferdinand.
Lamisha Bride.
Amy Francosa.
Rachel Sarton,
Sarah Mina,
Malego Dykstra,
Cynthia Shively,
Lucy Vasquez,
Mel Arts,
Luigi Gonzalez,
Joshua Ramirez,
Julie McNee,
Lisbeth Tinney,
Gretel Whitney,
Zane Cobb,
Lucero Valinala,
Cynthia McKeithen,
Diamond Woods,
Stephanie Overstreet,
Anita Works,
Nalexia Galloway,
Emily Morales,
Andrea O'Connor,
Ashrael Tramble,
David Spurgeon,
Stephen Neal,
Aaron Genevieve Paradise,
Shavana Barnes,
Noel Tyler,
Jessica Alvarez,
Bria Wesson,
Lynette Amperon,
Sheraton Johnson,
Octavio Amperon Jr.,
Shannon Flakes,
Delbert Gibson,
Tamika Hill,
Alicia Crimble,
Larry Harris,
Magdalene Brinkley,
Shonda Cope,
Christopher Bardhule,
Richard Williams,
Philippa Reed,
Melody Hernandez,
Ronald Blanding,
Thomas Olson,
Yvonne Osorio,
Lilia Nava,
Melissa Ramirez,
Sibi Varghese,
Marcella Leon,
Sidoni Kwe Kuma,
Brittany Romley,
Lynette Salazar,
Jennifer Sobel,
Hillary Johnson,
Nancy McCalman,
Susan Hensler,
Ryan Harris,
Tabitha Hagans,
Ariel Bentley,
Jessica Hallahan,
David Grove,
Martha Guadalupe Vuelas,
Cassandra Van Voorhees,
Catalina Inzunza Herrera,
Christina Lepagalia,
Cassie McLaughlin,
Stacy Weirdra,
Melody Nicole Nosworthy,
Tony Troy Williams,
Jonathan Mahia,
Samantha Sheaves,
Sabrina Sanchez,
Corey Roberts,
Cassandra DeCamp,
Gloria Ware,
Talia Besser,
Darian Thomas,
Emma F. Morgan,
Tara Dawkins O'Neill,
Sophia Morcato,
Holly Farrar,
Melinda Ship,
Carla Crowther Hansen,
Daria Youngblood,
Susanna Cano King,
Christina Parker,
Allison Roberts,
Ashley Hine,
Ryan Garcia,
Regina Gorman,
Jonathan Hope,
April Greer,
Cecilia Lara,
Rigoberto Rodriguez Roman,
Christy Smith,
Emily Dockman,
Naomi Spears,
Armando Romero,
Keisha Frett,
Tiffany Rittering,
Caitlin Stevenson,
Crystal Sardina,
Jasmine Schurels,
Desiree Carrillo,
Stephanie YD,
Charlotte Lewis,
Cynthia Wynn,
Brian Kazakos,
Carrie Schaefer,
Christine Garan,
Cassandra McCabe,
Lisa House,
Tony Walker,
Henrietta Cook,
Kingsley Arubinsi,
Susan Emerson,
Pamela Bonilla,
Brittany Bell,
Jacqueline Palermo,
Ricardo Montez,
Margaret Robinson,
Nancy Payne,
Susan Moffett,
Virgil Amos,
Julianne Leonard,
Brenda Estrada,
Guadalupe Romero,
Tina White,
Fanny Milivowski,
Eric Potts,
Susanna Ely,
Christopher Pokorny,
Kelsey Breacher,
Richard Hurt,
Carrie Davis Curry,
Cameron Wiper,
Thessalonia Lewis,
Sydney Ford,
Mark Dredgley,
Jerry Allen White,
Lisette Bergery,
Jessica Lemus,
Michelle Holbrook,
Sasha Harriman,
Pamela Caffery,
Hillary Hancock,
Latoya Edwards,
Rachel Cox,
Joanne Martinez,
Jamila Pettiford,
Jennifer Marlowe,
Adriana Espinosa,
Ethan Goyengala,
Felicia Roberts,
Palima Exmans,
Jenny Gallegos,
Gregory Sacklid,
Michelle Gooley,
Michael Smiley,
Lori Natali,
Zachary Clary,
Latoya Renee Sibley,
Rachel Pauls,
Travis Williams,
Steve Barash,
Samantha Nez,
Martina Vasquez,
David Garcia,
Rosie Woods,
Bethany Stout,
Ugana Ofarazi Morrison,
Billy Langster Davis,
Melina Vasquez,
Majette Daniels,
Stephanie Claiborne,
Lobe Hauriki,
Ashley Jackson,
Caitlin Amini,
Khadijah Daniels,
Noel Kalugagan Espinelli,
Tony Jackson,
Kevin Espinelli,
Demetra Griggs,
Anicia Giavoikian,
Alawatoyan Adigbanenro,
Candace Gardner,
Elisa Hudgens,
David Anthony Lara,
Ann Sterling,
Lizette Ochoa,
Kiri Reese,
Matthew McDonald,
Ariel Armstead,
Taylor Starling,
James Swig,
Sala Sherrills,
Rain Mendez,
Kaylee Buckley,
Sabrina Bordeaux,
Andrea Cordova,
Nicholas Fortunato,
Nakila Patterson,
Rebecca Baker,
Sonia Teresa Contreras,
Ashley Bellinger,
Blanca Villalobos,
Christina Mitchell,
Kwanzaa J. Parsons,
Melanie Bright,
Jordan Miller,
Keisha Underwood,
Paula Lewis,
James Waddell,
Isabel Hernandez,
Julie Colbrese,
Dolly Baisden Davis,
Frida Agadeo,
Christina Valdez,
Tommy McKay,
Tracy Paxton,
Sabina Blanco,
Felicia Bucree,
Shayna Harper.
Carlin Gonzalez.
Latricia Clark.
Natalie Denboer.
Kenitra Mays.
Tristan Capelli.
Besema Okode Albertrez.
Leanna Rice.
Muska Assad.
Hilda Cordoba.
Luane Vergolini.
Nathalie Rescon Alcantar.
Shiloh Serna.
Jeffrey Benincasa. Jason Moore.
Christy Pocock.
Reginald St. Fort.
Sophia Risby.
Ruthie Gardner.
Miriam Uria.
Hilda Avery.
Jamie Spotsville.
Brittany Subios.
Elaine Hernandez Calmambo.
Aniette Lopez.
Andrea Cunningham O'Brien.
Danielle Derrick.
Jessica Alvarado. Irlanata Ardorn Burrington.
Cheryl Hunter.
LaQuisha McCarty.
Selena Reve Gardenas.
Mikhail Holmes.
Deastra Houston.
Alicia Mata.
Whitley Henry.
Lisa Porter.
Nancy Ellis.
Albert Deonda.
Paula Lopez.
Alexandra Jobber.
Lisa Lawrence.
Alina Oniga.
Andy Franco.
Kenzania Sokoliva.
John Granado.
Leslie Martin.
Lisa Marie Lambu.
Carmen Mendoza.
Yesenia Castillo.
Emily Williams Rivers.
Linda Solheim.
Shaylee Freeman.
Dawn Browdick.
Autumn Barnes.
Mabel Esperito.
Verna Norton White.
Darnell Jenkins.
Denise Shields.
Natoya Brown.
Alice Novoa.
Trayvon McKay.
Mary Coleman.
Randy Kinslow.
Alexis Rauman.
Vincent Castaglio.
Tembakni Threadgill.
Elisa Osborne.
Raymond Diaz.
Dalen Duguay Herndon.
Danielle Russo.
Jeremy Fogel.
Samantha Francis.
Eben Ross.
Jamael Womack.
Pamela Newton.
Emmy Burns.
Jenny Lynn Susi.
Sasha Bryan.
Jessica Kane Miller.
Adrian Pittman.
Edward Duro.
Jessica James Roberts.
Samantha Emps.
Victor White.
Rihanna Davis.
Buddy Braden.
Ashley Castano.
Selena Holton.
Samantha Shaw.
Brandy Reeves.
Bruce Novak.
Caesar Topetny.
Bradley Garrison.
Michael Broussard.
Karen Willis.
Karen Elena Vigil.
Georgia Williams Curry.
Mimi Huber.
Stephanie Wells.
Kenji Smart.
Rosemary Malunda.
Bethany Gatton.
Wesley Deegan.
Melissa Minnick.
Christian Valdez.
Cecilia Cerrone.
Anissa Marie Holgan.
Susanna Leach.
Stephanie Washington.
Tracy St. Armor.
Chelsea Sarmiento.
Alma Mencelius.
Luke Burren.
Twyla Kukuk.
Margarita Avila.
Dominique Clark.
Camille Keck.
Michael Akers.
Tira Durman.
Coda Witt.
Chrissy Highland.
Donna Fritz.
Courtney Farber.
Michael Newman.
Catherine Ruocco.
Lori De La Cruz.
Aubrey McElroy Brown.
Sandra Keating Ruby.
Dave Block.
Anna Claire Kinnard.
Merzanetta Poole.
Rachel Saley Oyewadachi.
Rachel Viejo.
Renee Fields.
Kim Bear.
Laura Icky.
Joshua Eves.
Chelsea Lebkicker.
Lauren King.
Alana Bragness.
Nicole Castorena.
Jamie Hampton.
Sherelle Miller.
Angela Taves.
Alyssa Pocapalia.
Deborah Gray.
Pablo Mendoza.
Tanya Schaefer.
Efren Alonso.
Katonisis Featherman.
Jasenia Karasako.
Ngozi Imanike.
Michelle Belinda Lopez.
Sierra Springer.
Cindy Scranton Cheney.
Abigail Ventland.
Hannah Wedekine.
Shayna Marble.
Dawn Soto.
Amanda Patry.
Denise Blome.
Arvind Graham.
Justina Cabrera.
Valentina Aguilar.
Alicia Sorensen.
Anthony Aguilar.
Jana Corby Potter.
Amber Weisner.
Stephanie Valenzuela.
James Forte.
Vanessa Valenzuela.
Amy Schrouder.
Carla Agueros.
Shonda Williams.
Luis Garcia.
Amber Scott.
Inga Hadraheva.
Jennifer Crawford.
Jessica Decker.
Brianna Kettner Cooper.
Justin Hagvold.
Christy Mowbray.
Chelsea Srockman.
Felicia Devine.
Rebecca Ogletree.
Sarah Martinez.
Marty Pavolio.
Tori Ritter.
Kristen Almhurst.
Ricardo Cedillo.
Mary Einek.
Stephen Favinerzo. Isaiah Kelly. Kathleen Scott. Arbery Bramlett.
Karen Swales.
Courtney Alliger.
Kiwanis Jenkins.
Rebecca Keeswick.
Susan Strong.
Emma Perez. Melanie McBride.
Pamela Rodriguez.
Allie Garcia.
Carrie Keller.
Melissa Huber.
Abigail Gonzalez.
Tintasha Cunningham.
Katrina Lunt.
Marie Gonzalez.
Linda Spargo.
Angela Quintero Lemas.
Erica Ramirez.
Rachel Conrad.
Gabriela Lopez.
Luvenia Richardson.
Kenya Walker.
Antonia Campos,
Leilani Ubaldo,
Ismarie Flores,
Morgan Perry,
Elizabeth Holloway,
Rochelle Villa Gomez,
Vanessa Gutierrez,
Francis Obi,
Ashley Brown,
Mitchell McLaughlin,
Felicia Gordon,
Trisha Negri,
Donald Ellis,
Nina Crabtree,
Jamie Rontes,
Esperanza Castellanos,
Francine Dees,
Crescencio Flores,
Gabrielle Duran,
Adrian Rodriguez,
Ashley Gonzalez,
Rashida Curtis,
Jennifer Trent,
James Pelfrey,
Veronica Bargun,
Anna Karen Cortez,
Linda Michelle Peterson,
Melanie Simmons,
Sharon Morostri,
Yesenia Renega Martinez,
Jeremy Hogan,
Christy Sanchez,
Dana McRae Pratt,
Angelica Cervantes,
Danica Johnson,
Gloria Gutierrez,
Ellen Case,
China Garcia,
Felicia Johnson,
Kenneth Brand,
Katie Stewin,
Griselda Alfaro,
Latanya Randall,
Kelsey Lee Lytle,
Christopher Delsey,
Benjamin Irving,
Melissa Dougherty,
Selena Washington Westbrooks,
Monette Bond, Liliana Horsley, Carol Bias, James Reyes, Vonda Bigay, Laylene Contreras,
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Grand Canyon University, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each and every one of you the appropriate bachelor's and master's degree and welcome you to the company of scholars, with all of its rights, honors, privileges, and obligations. Take your tassels, move it to the left side of your cap. You did it, class of 2018. Please stand, family, friends, faculty. Please give them a big hand. Now, our university pastor, Dr. Tim Griffith, will lead us in benediction before our final celebration begins.
Would you pray with me, please? Our God and Heavenly Father, thank you for these graduates. Bless their families and bless them as they go out into the world to make a difference. We trust them into your hands and to your care. Bless them, we pray, in Jesus' name. Amen. Graduates, as part of our recessional, we now ask you to follow our platform guests, administration faculty, with the help of our commencement staff. Family and friends, please remain seated until the recessional is completed. Then you can meet your graduates outside in front of the arena. Grand Canyon University, class of 2018, congratulations.
So just dance.